Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the program of guidance Pedoman. We are fortunate to have here with us a distinguished Islamic scholar, Professor Dr. Anis Ahmad, Chairman, Department of Religion, International Islamic University, Islamabad, Pakistan. In this program, we are going to discuss an interesting topic, that is the epistemology of knowledge from the Quranic perspective. Professor.
Thank you very much. If we look into the Quran, we find that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has referred to knowledge, and particularly to the kind of knowledge needed for building human societies. To begin with, when the Quran talks about creation of Sayyidina Adam alayhi salatu wassalam, it says Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala taught Sayyidina Adam names of things. Names of things meant not only names of some objects, but what is their nature, what is their substance, what is their relevance, what is their use and application. Similarly, the Quran talks in several places that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has provided mankind with guidance, hidayah. And this hidayah is in the form of wahi, or revelation. Revelation is the highest category of knowledge, because it is through revelation nature and substance and use of human behavior as well as other objects is given. In other words, the Quran, while talking about revelation and while talking about nature, refers to knowledge which has to be acquired by human beings. This knowledge is not simply a matter of certain sophistic ideas, things which are taken for intellectuals, but it's a matter of knowledge for common man. Thirdly, we find the Quran refers to ilm which is nafi. So the Quran says, seek from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, pray to Him for increase of knowledge, Rabbi zidni ilman nafi'an. Ilm which is extremely useful, knowledge which is to be applied for development and advancement of humanity. The Quran also talks about the value of knowledge, knowledge which takes you out of darkness and brings you into light. The Quran and Hidayah has been called as that category of knowledge which has taken mankind out of darkness and into enlightenment. In other words, the Quran talks about knowledge at different levels and categories, and these categories provide us the foundation for a new understanding of knowledge which is not confined to human reason, not confined to human experience, not confined to those areas which have been categorized as empirical, but it is all inclusive. The knowledge of universe, humanity, history, future, and what's happening to human societies today and how to improve them. All these areas are referred to in the Quran when it talks about knowledge.
Professor, in your discussion, you describe two forms of knowledge. One is the revealed knowledge, the other one is the acquired knowledge, as though there are two compartmentalization of knowledge.
Thank you very much. This is something which appears, but as a matter of fact, you will find that there is a complementarity. Human knowledge, or what we call acquired knowledge, complements and fulfills what is the objective of revealed knowledge. Revealed knowledge wants from us that we should transform and change our life. If I am living as a human being, I should look for those means of production and development which do not cause exploitation. So the Quran declares, do not have an interest-based economy. What does that mean? That means I should have knowledge of means of production, means of distribution, means of investment, means of all those activities which result into economic development and growth. But these activities have to be developed in a manner where I serve the purpose of not having any exploitation. Economic activity will be done in view of this guidance or revealed knowledge. When it's done in this manner, this activity becomes an ibadah. I cannot say, when I am in marketplace, I am an economic man. When I am in masjid, I am a religious man. Islam does not accept this separation of activities or this separation of two categories of knowledge. The knowledge acquired in masjid, knowledge acquired from the Quran, has to be applied essentially in our everyday life, and that's what makes knowledge an integral whole. Islam maintains life is an integrity. Life is a totality. Human personality is a totality. Islam does not believe in that kind of human person who is in the morning a pious man, in the afternoon a cruel man. Islam does not believe in that kind of system where you have compartmentalization. So when we talk about Islamic knowledge, this knowledge is integrated, this knowledge is applied, this knowledge is very much practical, this knowledge provides incentive for production and progress.
Prof, you are talking about the notion of integrated knowledge from the Islamic perspective. My question is, how do we go about acquiring this integrated knowledge?
This knowledge is to be acquired by way of understanding the intent and purpose of human life in the Quran. Secondly, this has to be understood in terms of utilization and use of all human faculties. The Quran says you should do all possible analysis, all possible research, all possible rational activity. But this rational activity and analysis has to be done in view of the principles given by the Quran. For example, the Quran wants us to explore into nature. So it says, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has conquered everything for you which exists in universe. But should we take universe as an enemy, exploit it, try to rob it of its natural beauty? Not at all. When we take the Quran as point of departure, we will be more concerned about ecology and human situation. In other words, integration takes place when we understand what is the value given by the Quran and how this value is to be acquired in our human experience in the area of economy, in the area of natural sciences, wherever we are interested. We do conduct research, but this research should have the same objective which has been provided by the Quran. It should not go contrary to the interests of humanity. It should not destruct humanity. We should do all possible research in energy resources, in what nuclear energy can do for us, but not in the sense of trying to use it for destruction of humanity.
Prof, in your discussion, okay, there are two things there. One is, what is the role of reason in building up the knowledge? And also, what is the role of intellectual intuitions in building up the knowledge? Is there a contrary there? Briefly, Prof.
Islam maintains that there is no conflict between reason and revelation. Islam maintains that reason has to complement what exists in the form of revelation. And therefore, everything given by the Quran has a rational basis. And this rationality is to be discovered by our own exercise, when we go to Quran and ask the Quran, show us what should we do in nuclear physics, what should we do in technology, the Quran comes out and gives us those principles. Once we have those principles, we apply them with the help of our reason, and that's how both integrate, both support each other. However, revelation is the dominant criteria. Reason works subservient to revelation.
So actually, in conclusion, Prof, okay, from the Islamic perspective, there is the notion of the hierarchy of knowledge, that is the revelation and the acquired knowledge, and also the notion of reality, that is the absolute reality, the knowledge in Quran itself, but the human interpretation of Quran is relative, but that relative can be modified and make it better and better as human use reason and the intellectual intuition to understand it. With that conclusion, we end this program. Thanks for listening. Assalamu alaikum.